You've done a very impressive thing. You've reinvented yourself. When people first got to know you, Star Wars, giant blockbuster movies, and now you've become a writer. You've done a lot of screenwriting. You've done television writing. You're very successed. Was that a real conscious decision? Did you just decide, I want to be a writer all of a sudden?
I don't think I've made many conscious decisions. I make most of my decisions in my sleep, and then you see how it works. But no, I like everything. It just sort of has this slow evolution. I was asked to write a book after I did an interview in Esquire, and so I was supposed to do a nonfiction book. Well, that went away. And I was going to do nonfiction in, what were they called? What are they called? I see, you can't even think of the name for it. That's why I couldn't do it.
Just make up something.
Essays or something.
Sure, okay. Long discourses.
So I couldn't do it. I don't read them, so I wrote fiction, which is what I read. So, and now I write screenplays, which is what I watch.
You wrote, is this a screenplay? I heard this idea. You wrote something called Doug Hitler.
No, I didn't write the Doug Hitler story, but I really want to. The Doug Hitler story is that Hitler, this is true, Hitler had an illegitimate son. The mother never told him till he was like 30. Can you imagine the moment? She gets he does something like kind of that, annoys her. So
does he have a mustache too? I mean, does he?
Don't think he had, at least not on his face.
Okay.
So she gets a little drunk and she says, "You're just like your father. Oh, you're just running over everything like." But this guy was told at 30, your father is Hitler. So I had an affair with him before he was really Elvis Hitler.
Right. when he was doing Hitler in the small clubs, yeah.
The little age, yeah.
Right.
Before he really broke out onto the scene into the big clubs. So I just named him Doug Hitler.
Doug.
Just imagine being told that at 30, though. So
are you saying this is a true story?
It's true. I read it in a national news magazine, so I believe everything I read there.
Next to Rush Limbaugh greets Alien. Yes.
That's right.
Same magazine.
That's the son. No.
Now you also you wrote what is it? You've done Punch Up too for I don't know if people are aware, but when screenplays get passed around, you're one of the top Punch Up people in Hollywood. You get screenplays and they say, make this funny, fix it, help it.
Give it a funnier line. Do you do that? Is that what you told me?
No, I started just like I was at one point. They came to me with a script, and I didn't really even know how to do it. I just sort of looked at it and said, "Gee, I didn't write. I don't really know how to do it." Is it something that you started doing
naturally? I knew how to do
it
because I was in so many films where you'd get the dialogue and you couldn't say it. I mean, you could sort of. We used to say to George Lucas, "You can type this, but you cannot say. It'll take a couple of minutes for the Navicomputer to calculate the coordinates." So there was in self-defense.
I thought that was very good.
Thank you.
I think
it took 20 takes.
Okay.
But so I used to think up other things too. Harrison always changed his dialogue too. So they really wouldn't let me until the second film. Mm-hmm. And then they didn't really want the princess to be that funny, especially when I was in the iron bathing suit.
You had a lot of shtick originally.
Comedy you have to attend to. Oh yeah, hilarious bits with the big ugly slug, and but they were all on the cutting room floor.
Now you wrote something. Didn't you write a project for your mom?
I wrote two television pilots for my mother, and they never saw the light of day.
Oh, but is that something that you would want to do? Is work with your mom? I don't know if I would, say like, I want to get involved in a big project with my mom.
The main thing I want to do is work with my mom, so that we don't have to have those Christmas dinners anymore or anything. Just have a job with her.
And you can order her around.
Film that, yes. That would be, yes, exactly.
I think that's the secret reason.
Mother, you're on! For God's sakes, what are you wearing? No, you don't say it like that. Oh, my God. So, that's
the secret reason you're doing it.
That was what I wanted to do, was boss her around. It didn't work.
Oh, wow.
My grandmother came and bossed both of us around.
And got all the money. Well, listen, it's called Delusions of Grandma. And best of luck with this, really. Thanks very much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Very nice to talk to you. Really was. All right, we're going to step away for a second. We'll be right back. See you in a minute.